Soccer 360, welcome again. Of course, my name is very simple, Ubongani Wagwamasilela. And today we have Ucwenga, Silinga, and Untate David with a very, very, very beautiful and which might be a very tough question. Ucwenga, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome again, Untate David.
Thank you for welcoming me too.
Thank you so much. We just come from the World Cup, which is still continuing in the Americas. That is North America. That was Mexico, Canada, and of course it will end up in the United States of America. That's where the finals and everything will be played. And after this particular World Cup, there have been many debates, Ms. Kwenga and Dr. David. Of course, there was one debate which we did address, the debate on which team is the greatest in South Africa, but that debate is going to go forever in this country. But there's this issue because one of the greatest players in South Africa has just signed with Union Royal SG, that is in Belgium. That particular deal, of course, it was organized by someone who an assistant coach to Bibe Mutombo, Dr. David, you will remember, who was a coach for Orlando Pirates. A contract of 4 years. You can see that team needs a player like Rile Mufokeng. When Rile Mufokeng, when the confirmation came that Rile Mufokeng signed with the Union SG, a certain debate resurfaced in South Africa, and that is who is the greatest player in South Africa? What's your take on that?
I do want to agree with the side that says he is one of the greatest player, not the greatest player of all time. Remember, we have people who have been playing soccer for a very long time. And we have started now playing soccer, like being on our screen. So we cannot say that the greatest player of all time. But actually, he is the best player. He is one of the best players because he plays the right wing, the left wing, and the center attacking midfield. And remember, when you can see really when he's playing that the boy thinks, he makes decisions for the whole team. He does not like just play the ball and move it forward. He thinks, he moves in a certain way when he is in the ground. So I can also say that he is one of the greatest players, but not the greatest player of all time. He is not the only one. But I do agree with the fact that says he is the greatest player.
Mrs. Kwenga, I hear you. And now when you say Rile is one of the greatest currently, is there a debate that he is the greatest currently? Because the statement of saying one of the greatest and the greatest, because if you say one of the greatest, who else are we talking about? Because a Saleng, which we thought was the greatest at some point in time, is nowhere to be found. And Ndade David, I want to know, when we say one of the greatest, how do we measure these generations? When do we say these generations start from here and to where?
All right. When we talk of South African, I think the South African football starts from way back during apartheid, where we have players like Chipa Moloi, the father of Tebogo Moloi, also the Skarasono, the father of Jomosono. All those guys, they have contributed to South African soccer. And they were best footballers during that era. They were playing good and so on. And then from then, and when things develop and goes on and on, is when they Jomosono, even Keizam Taongo was even a player during those time of what you call. Then when Kaiser came back from US, which is a different what you call from the Chipa Moloi era. I mean, face for football in South Africa, and then they never had an opportunity because it was during the apartheid for them to play overseas. They played locally and only for black what you call soccer, because there were a division of white soccer, white league, and the league of what you call black people. So when we start saying somebody is the best player in South Africa, I mean, there are so many players that we can quote.
How do you say this player is best for this generation? In football, remember it's seasons per season. Relay could have been good in this season, and relay is good in that season, and mushrooms during the very same season, and maybe in quarter goes above relay. How do you say somebody is the greatest of his generation, or of a generation, if we have to look at the Posha Modisas of this world?
But like I can say that I think it is easy to differentiate between the two generations, because comparing the football that we had before, we did not watch that football like the young stars of now. And as you can see, when you go into the stadium to watch, let's say, Orlando Pirates, there are many people than before, to show that this generation of now, they increased the ratings of the ball, like everyone is watching, to show that the how they play soccer is very different from how soccer was played. It shows that their soccer skills are different from how soccer was played. Now soccer is more interesting, they are more skillful, like they are playing how South Africans play.
Is it more interesting to David than before?
To add on that, the generation here now,
yes,
finally development. They develop you, they improve your skills, stamina, and so on. The previous generation, there was no development. You go there because you want to be there, and then you bring your talent immediately. And most of the time, the previous generation, the coaches, they allow players to entertain and so on. And then this one is really important for the flow of the pattern and what you call. Every player on the field has a responsibility to do, and they know their job. So the interesting part of it is that the football is flowing and is attracting a lot of foreigners teams to come and get players from South Africa. It's because of the improvement of development and so on.
So when do we start to measure that? Maybe let me put it that way. When do we start to measure Relebohile Mofokeng as his greatest of his generation? Do we start to measure Relebohile Mofokeng when Relebohile Mofokeng becomes professional? Or when he became professional, there was a Saleng who was one of the top players at the time. But football being football with its stories, Saleng did not, he's still not retired, but he's also not at his prime. So how do when do we start to measure that someone is the greatest? Do we measure when other people are falling down? Other players who were great at the time, when they fall down, and when he remains, he becomes the test of time? When do we actually measure that someone now is the greatest of his generation? When do we start making that decision?
Okay, according to me, is the achievement that the player will get during his playing time. For example, when you play World Cup football, that's an achievement. And then, like for example, if I take the two, Saleng and Mofokeng have played World Cup, and then Saleng didn't play World Cup, so is a 1+ for Mofokeng and is a minus for Saleng. And then now Mofokeng is going overseas, and then Saleng is still local. Is another thing that we will add, that Mofokeng is getting more what you call
Action.
attraction than Salem. So it's better than Salem on this issue.
Ntate David, last season, in the beginning of this season, in the beginning of last season, 2025-2026 season, we were able to see Andile Jali being interviewed and being asked about Relebohile Mofokeng. Andile Jali said, "You cannot." I think you might remember that video. I'm going on to say you cannot be comparing this boy.
So you can't compare me. Okay.
Yes. So we know who's Andile Jali. We know who's Opa Manyisa. We know a Simpiwe Chabalala, which there is an argument about Simpiwe Chabalala that it's only the World Cup goal and he could only play with the left foot only. There's a lot of debate on all of that. So based on that interview with Andile Jali, if you have seen it, Sisqwenga, what do you take about those comments? I know this is a few months ago, but he said, you can't compare us to this boy because it's just now. You guys are just attending to the hype and you are saying that this guy is the greatest based on hype.
Like, I also believe, yes, we cannot compare him to, we cannot compare Relebohile Mofokeng to him. But I think it was downgrading for him to say that as a senior to someone who is maybe looking up to him. But remember, they played in different seasons, him and Mofokeng. And now we are talking about ratings. The ratings for Mofokeng are very higher up for his season. So we cannot say that, okay, now Mofokeng is great in this season and he was great in this season. We are comparing them now. And Andile, when his season was ending, he was not doing very well that time. Mofokeng is still doing very well and now he's up there. He's no longer playing for South Africa now. Can you see the difference between him and Mofokeng? There is a difference, and Mofokeng is the best player. I can say that. I can attest to that. The ratings also attest to that.
Yeah, it reminds me of the same argument with Esintoleng and Jomosono, that there was this competition also. And then the other one, both of them, they were playing overseas. And Jomo said to him, I'm playing with Pele, meaning that Pele was the biggest player in the world.
So, in the world, Jomo, yes.
Yes, by then, yes. So yes. The very same conversation that we have is the same thing that happened during that time, but with those two players now is with Rele and what you call. So Andile during his days playing for Orlando Pirates and Manyisa, they were top, really. They were top. But now, if we are going to compare them now, is a different story. It's a different story.
So to get out a little bit of South Africa. So are you saying to me, because based on that statement, Ntate David and Kwenga, are you saying to me, for now, if Messi or Ronaldo, let's not go there. I don't want us to go there. But I want to put this. If Messi or Ronaldo believe that they are the greatest of all time, you think that statement is dangerous because there was once a Pele, there was once a Maradona, there was once a what? So that is a dangerous statement, you are saying. Yes. To say you can't say you are the greatest of all time. So are you saying that when we say that Ronaldo or Messi is the greatest of all time, we can't go to a player and say this player is the greatest of all time? Because I want to bring it back to South Africa then.
The first thing that is going.
Okay, you can.
Yes.
No.
You can go. That's fine. You can go. Yes.
Because you cannot say you are the greatest player of all time because you don't know tomorrow who someone is gonna go out there and scout and who that player is gonna be. You see. So I don't like it when a player dwells on that I am the best player of all time. Remember, there are so many footballs out there. There's a European football, South African football, and there are so many best players out there. So we can never specifically say this one is the greatest player. No, that is not possible because you are a player by different aspects. Ne? You can score but you cannot be the greatest player. You can defend, but you are not the greatest player. You can be a goalkeeper, but you are not one of the greatest players. You have to have different abilities for you to be one of the greatest players. And I doubt that there is anyone who has all of the abilities that soccer needs. That's why we have
Mm.
midfielders, center backs, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you know Jomosono and Ace Soleng before Tata David could come in? You didn't do what, Tsanga?
I know Jomason. I do know him. But
Okay.
the other player,
Then
I
if you
don't
want
know. But after this, I will make a research. I need to know more about them.
yes. Yes, Tata David, you want to come in there?
Every time how football progress, there are so many things about the era. Now they've
Yes.
added
Sorry,
top goal scorer and so on. Top goal
Yes.
scorer. There is a record also that this guy have scored so many goals in one season. So you can
Yes.
score a lot of goals. You'll have a record that you have scored those goals, but it doesn't mean that you are the best, because somebody else can come and score more than what you have what you call score. So mm, this thing of saying this is the best player compared to that one, they are just looking at all those records and so on. Like now, the example that you have made of uh, Messi and Ronaldo. At the moment, according to the records, Messi is on top because of the World Cup medal, and then what you call. But in football generally, according to me, Ronaldo have contributed more and in a different way than Messi.
Ntate David, I would like you to take me to a little bit of generations to generations.
Uh, Generation, like I'm saying, like for example, Mufukeng didn't play with Lekwelea, so that two generation you break them that way, right? And then
Yes.
you take all those what you call every season on 2 3, like for example, when a player played for 4 5 years and then he retire, almost with the same guys that he played with. Only 2 3 will
Yes.
survive. And then the
Yes.
generation is another one then. So
Yes.
that is how you break the generation. Like
Yes.
now,
So,
we can't say Sipo Chain is in the same generation with Opara. They've never played together. They've never.
yes. Yes.
Is how we break it and so on. And going further
Okay.
down, hey, his history there. You need one that
Yes.
I was active, that I know players. Yes, that one I can comment bravely and say this
Yes.
one because I was there. But the one of
Which years was that?
uh,
Which year was that?
from I can say I can say from 1976 there was no football for 2 years maybe, and then we started what you call. So the one that was is interesting for me is from 1990
Yes.
because yeah, because there was a different situation. Like people they don't know when we were playing at Orlando, there was always
Yes.
going to be what you call, so it was fighting all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, the three teams that were very strong: Swallows,
Yes.
Pirates, and Kaizer Chiefs. Most of their
Yes.
game they didn't finish well. It's either the referee, the pitch, what you call, I and And some of us, yeah, we felt that we were not safe, so we didn't attend every game.
Yes. Yes. Now, Ndade David, you say that if I give you these years, 1990 mang to 1990 mang, that is too deep. If Kerry, let's take to 1992 and 1995.
No, it's not that deep, but some of the issues I do forget them. But I was at the stadium. But it's been long. I need to refresh with some other guys that I know.
Okay, we will refresh. We will refresh. Now, top 5, because it seems like the agreement here, Chwenga, that we are having an unanimous agreement is that there's no way, you said that, and Tata Davis said that, there's no way that we can say someone is the greatest of all time. What is all time? That is what we are saying. Yes. Yeah. My question is now, starting from number 5, give me your greatest. Let's leave the issue of all time. Let's talk about South African players. From number 5, give me your greatest. The word all time, I will leave it out for now. Give me your top 5 from number 5. Yes, who do we start with?
No, David can start.
Starting from number 5, going to the top.
Yes, going to the top.
I will say the best player that we had, it will be Kaizer Motaung.
That's number 5.
Overseas also.
Is that your number 5?
That's number 5.
Kaizer Motaung is number 5 for you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
the Kaizer Motaung of Kaizer Chiefs, not the Kaizer Motaung Junior, not the boy, because there were 2 Kaizer Motaungs. Which Kaizer Motaung?
The father.
Oh, okay.
Who built Kaizer Chiefs? Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I'm actually taking this record according to the achievement, because their football style was different than all. So Kaizer is the one who started showing this the other ones that going to America. When you come back from America, you can be this powerful. And then he even started his own team, or that came also. He went to overseas. He came back. He wanted to buy Orlando Pirates. They said no, and then he bought the Highlands Park. That's an achievement. And then others, well, they're still going to achieve. They're still going to achieve. So we can't put them on the same level with what you call. But now, from that point, then I will start going to the what you call, to the football what you call performance, because from that time I don't think there is anyone who came after them and when they the same what you call number 1, if o bapala football ka point ya gore o achieve something, go be le beat and so on. So yeah, and then now the players tse bapalang hona jwanong, like Radebe is doing well, and then it's not even halfway. He got a lot to learn and so on. But the football career ya high.
Yes.
The football career. Over 15 years to play.
Yes.
So that's like halfway, but Oh well, but hey, the future is so bright for him.
Yes.
It's so
Number
bright.
4, Tatekile.
That is why kita Kenya mo listing. Number 5 ki Kaiser, then
PK,
Hokota
yes.
Jomo. Number 4, yeah. And then from then, Utlotlabu, Dr. Kumalo, because playing. And then Ukolatele Antonina Bu Pito Mshimani. I mean Pito the coach.
Pizzo.
So the coach. I quite chivile Lena. Yeah.
Pizzo the player. We want the player.
As a player.
We want the player. Yes.
As a player.
The greatest player.
Yeah.
Yes. So Pizzo Musimane number 2. Pizzo the player.
Yeah. The player.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The player now. And then in this one,
and number 1.
future. Yeah, then at number 1 at the moment. Football. But when coming to achievement, also achievements. I know the list is going to be questioned a lot.
So relays your number 1.
This is number 1. I mean, even ex-players, they've got respect for him. They'll tell you, no, this guy, for 21 years, he's doing miracles, really.
Top 5 from the top, Yakwenga. Then I do have serious questions for you based on that list. I'm not against anybody's list. Everybody has their own list. I do have certain questions because I want to bring some few names there, and then perhaps we can talk about that before we close. Kwenga, from the I don't know, number 5 is at the top or the bottom. From number 5.
Okay. So from my number 5, Siema 4.
Siema, the current Siema, or the current Siema, or the Siema, the current Siema for Orlando Pirates.
That boy has so much potential. You see that there's something that is coming from him. I'm telling you this. The next time we go for the World Cup again, he will be there. Mark my words. If he goes on the way that he's playing right, and then he does not stop, he is definitely going to be there. And then we go to my number 4. My number 4 is gonna be down. Yes.
Kuriso.
There's something. Yes. There's something about him that I don't finally touch on. I don't like the way he walks behind players. Like when we were watching FIFA, the World Cup, he was running behind the players, and I don't understand what's up with that technique. But I don't like it. But when we are here in South Africa, I do get this technique that the players here in South Africa, they are not fast. So when you are walking behind, when you are running behind them, you want them to the ball to we are going to lose the ball. The ball is going to be behind them. Then you can finally get the ball. But what he was doing on the FIFA World Cup, no, it was not on. Then we go to my number 3. Is it number 3?
Number 3.
My number 3 is going to be off Napoli. Yes. You see, Apollo is fast. He does not make when he's there.
Yes.
He knows, he talk, but he can't make decisions. And then we go to number 2. Number 2 is Rela Mufokeng.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Mufokeng is number 2. Like he is the best at everything for me. Like the way he plays, decision making. He's good at every position he plays. You know, he plays 3 positions. So all of those positions, he knows how to play them very well. And then my number 1, the reason why I chose number 1 is because number 1 is very different. You cannot find that number 1 everywhere. My number 1 is in Begezeli Mbokang right now. The way he defends the ball, He does not do the things that defenders do. You know, when you are defending, you just want to push the ball out. No, he's not gonna do that.
Mm,
He will play the ball and then he's gonna pass it. You know that we have defenders here
mm.
in South Africa who will really that when you are defending a ball, you must just kick the ball out, kick the ball out. But Mbekezeli Bogas knows how to defend. The way he defends, it needs to be studied. It really needs to be studied. Like he is one of the best defenders that I
Yes, thank you so much, Kwenga. According to you, right now, Mbogazi is happening to be the greatest, not of all time, the greatest now. That's what we are
at this
finding,
moment.
Kwenga, from you. Please do comment on this one. There was a Leslie Manyatela, there was the General Teko Modise, there was a Gift Vavavumle Remy, there was a Notimu Kwena who actually left with the Bafana Bafana, but was chased away because of other matters which are now relating to a Sipombule. There was actually once a Sipombule. There was an Opa Manyisa and Reneile Solonyane, whom there was a debate who's actually the best midfielder at the time. There have been a lots and lots and lots of these players. Who are the great people who shaped South African football? When we say who is the greatest, we do not forget the likes of the Kenny Nimak, people who turned around the mindset. We do not forget the likes of the Junaid Hartley. Do you remember Junaid Hartley?
The reason that football is interesting, that business are actually adding to teams and soccer generally. So things are interesting, really. And then even the development now is different. It's different because everything in soccer is now supported by business.
Okay, Soccer 360. Until next time, keep on keeping on. Everyone, goodbye. See you next time. Sharp, sharp.